Developed by Vision Software and published by Codemasters, SAS Combat Simulator is another game with new release hard printed on the front cover. Who dares wins is Codemasters' favourite motto. After all, they've dared to sell some pretty dire software at times, yet made a fortune in the process. True to their adventurous spirit, and even though we know this game was made in 1989, let's check out this, new release. Before we begin, I'd love to know how many E-numbers those guys in marketing were constantly plied with, as this was another simulator type game that promised the absolute earth, with proclamations such as absolutely incredible playability and adrenaline pumping action on the reverse side of the inlay. I'm not joking, it's definitely not. I defy anyone to play this game without a trainer, as it's almost impossible to get anywhere without dying. But let's have a laugh and give it a whirl anyway. If this game was actually a combat simulator for the SAS, then it would be great at teaching them that enemy soldiers will regularly throw grenades backwards, leave the field of battle for no reason, and that you can expect to find glowing smart bombs that will make everyone within 100 meters evaporate. I got this as part of a Codemasters multi-game Quattro cassette. There were loads of these Quattro compilations in the late 80s and early 90s, and this game even appears on both Quattro Fighting and Quattro Combat, so they must have enjoyed this one at Codemasters HQ. However, I think SAS Combat Simulator is stretching the truth somewhat. Anyway, the game is broken down into a series of missions, each of which has 2 stages. The first stage is always an overhead shooting section similar to the style in games like Commodore or Who Dares Wins. I say similar because it's clearly trying to copy this style, but it just fails miserably. Instead of just scrolling vertically, as all previous Commodore tributes have done, this at least has the width to scroll horizontally too, and the sprite too is satisfyingly large and visible, but everything just feels off. Your little fellow can move diagonally as well as in the normal 4 directions. Good news, as his main task is to avoid the many bullets that his opponents fire at him. However, a small niggle is the fact that you have to be annoyingly precise when aiming grenades, which rather misses the point of them. Also, you could just shoot these geezers on the roof, so what's the point of grenades anyway? To attack these tanks, just walk around them. In fact, just walk through everything. Thinking about it, the SAS seems to have been slightly misrepresented in this game, as although it is well known for its covert operations, sabotage, siege breaking and gun sighting, it never goes for all-out assaults, which is exactly what you have to do in the game. The second stage is a side-scrolling stabfest, identical to Green Beret. The side-scrolling section is easily the harder of the 2 sections, due to the speed some of the soldiers run at you, and I'm guessing the army must have recruited a lot of joystick-waggling decathlon players as enemies, as they appear to move exceptionally fast. I defy anyone to get through one of these stages without dying. I mean, you have a gun in your hand, just use the bloody thing. Oh, and you don't just jump like you do in Green Beret. It's just a case of trying to time your attacks on these guys legging it towards you from both angles. Madness. Infuriating at times, but I have to laugh at just how daft it all is. On later stages, you can transform into a vehicle just by collecting a flashing question mark. Ah, okay, so now the game is a little bit more of the Akari Warriors style. So basically, so far, it's a mishmash of loads of other games that have already been created by other developers thrown into one, but made a bit more crappy. Okay, so now I can destroy planes in this thing too. Great! Where the feck did that crocodile come from? And why is it moving faster than the planes? It's absolutely incredible how much gameplay there is, says David Darling.
No, it isn't.
There's a perfectly normal amount of gameplay, neither more nor less than you would expect, and most of it is crap. However, the variations of levels which switches from the horizontal and vertical play areas does mix things up a little. Sort of. Hey, did that dude just shoot me from the bush? What the? Oh, more planes. Superb. Okay, now we're playing Frogger. You'd actually think that this would be a much better game on the Amiga. And yes, it was also released for our beloved 16-bit machine the year later, in 1990. But trust me, it was terrible on the Amiga. Although the instruction says that the game offered
many attractions and stimulates the adrenaline production to no end,
I, for one, didn't feel anything. Maybe I'm just old, and it takes a bit more to stimulate me these days. I don't know. To summarise then, a game where your role as lone soldier is to lumber across miles of enemy terrain, pumping lead into myriads of incredibly dense enemies. It might be a Commodore Ikari Warriors sort of clone, and not the best example of the genre, but there's definitely some fun to be had with it, as I laugh to myself, thankful that it's all over with. Give it a whirl, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching guys, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and let me know your thoughts on SAS Combat Simulator in the comments section. Did you have this one back in the day, and was it the standalone game or part of the Quattro compilation set? Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Commodore 64 nostalgia, where we take a walk down memory lane and revisit these games we may have played back in the day. In the meantime, check out the playlist for more of your favourites, and hopefully, I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, bye for now.